Once a girl knows she has you, it's over, and you'll never have her. Hey guys, Bobby Rio here, and I'm with Rob Judge, and in this short video, we're gonna go through 3 nice guy mistakes that will land you in the friend zone, scare away a girl that might have initially liked you. If you've ever been in a position where you thought a girl was into you, and then all of a sudden she's not responding to your text. Maybe at first she's just not responding as fast as she normally does, but you just know something's different, and sure enough, she slipped away. Chances are it's because you made one of these 3 mistakes, and what's dangerous about them is that they're the advice that you're gonna hear in like media or in movies.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the advice that your grandma would give you. It's the advice that you hear from your female friends, and that's what's so confusing, and that's why a video like this is really going to challenge some views you might have, but what we're going to say comes straight from experience.
Yeah, I remember what fucked me up more than anything, and I don't know if you ever saw the movie Say Anything.
Yes, with John Cusack.
John Cusack, yep. There's a scene in that movie, right, where he was chasing this girl, and he stands outside her window with like a boombox, and that was like what won her over, right? And for a long time, as like an impressionable little kid, I had this romantic notion that if a girl just knows how I feel, if I just do like a bold enough gesture, she's gonna become attracted to me.
Yeah, it's like the Wile E. Coyote plotting the grand romantic gesture that never works.
Yeah, it doesn't, and we're gonna talk about why it doesn't work. So the first of the big mistakes is sending a girl flowers at work, or even just buying her any sort of gift. And I see this over and over. Both Rob and I do a lot of coaching, guys, and a guy will always talk to me and say, yeah, I sent her flowers at work and she got kind of weird after it. Or, I've had guys, I helped her pay her rent, I paid for her mortgage, I bought her this pocketbook she wanted. And it almost will always give her this feeling that's like something's off, right? She doesn't know quite what, but her attraction to you in that moment dissipates a lot.
And it's like, I understand why guys make this mistake, because logically you're like, all right, I like this girl, I want to show her that I like her, and hey, I like getting gifts, so if I give her a gift, she'll probably like it, she'll probably feel good, it'll be something that she wants, I'm helping her out, and then she's going to associate those good feelings with me. And unfortunately, with dating, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah, we'll talk about it in a minute, but one of the reasons it doesn't work is because you always want to make a woman like you because of the attraction she feels towards you, right? The emotions she's feeling around you. And a lot of the emotions that create attraction, that make somebody fall in love with you, is completely different than what you think. Emotions like uncertainty, right? Think about when you're falling for a girl and you're not sure how she feels about you, or she's not responding to your text. That's when your reel starts spinning. That's when you're like, oh my God, what's going on? I really want to see this girl. But the minute she all of a sudden goes, oh, I'm in love with you, like, if it happens too soon or without you having to work for it, there's a little bit of you that goes, this came a little too easy. What's wrong with her?
Yeah, it's almost like you don't appreciate it. You want to work a little bit. You want that experience of not knowing, of being a little unsure, because that's where so much of the fun of dating sort of lies, is in that uncertainty. But so many guys are afraid to give that woman any sort of uncertainty or give her any of that experience, because they think, oh, well, if she doesn't know exactly how I feel, she might fall for another guy, or I might lose her, which hilariously, it's the counterintuitive. It's the exact opposite.
Yeah, so the final thing on buying a girl flowers, sending a girl flowers, not only does it not work because you're not gonna get the reaction you want, but it's also cliche. It's also like unimaginative,
and creepy.
And creepy.
Yeah,
like,
really creepy.
You've said it. Girls like it, but not for the reason you think. They like it because it's kind of like, oh, this like, it's almost like they laugh about it. And trust, I learned this the hard way. I'm not preaching to you without having gone through this mistake. I remember my brother one time going, just get her a big bouquet. And I walked to the flower shop and I bought them. And it did exactly what we said it would do. It didn't work.
Womp womp. Yeah, but one disclaimer I will say though is that if you have a girlfriend, a girl you're in a relationship with, and you send that girl flowers, that girls definitely like that. They definitely enjoy it, but not a girl that you're not in a relationship with. If she's not your girlfriend, do not send her flowers.
If you haven't had sex with her, if you haven't had sex, all of these rules apply, especially before having sex with her. If you make any of these mistakes, chances are you won't have sex with her. The second mistake is confessing your feelings too soon. And again, both of us have been guilty with this. It's human nature, right? Our emotions take over. We just feel this, right? I remember I went out on this date with this girl, this adorable girl that I met online, and we were having the best date in the world, right? It was like we went out, we're doing shots, we're dancing, we're hanging out, and by the end of the date, I'm just like a giddy little boy. Oh, like, oh, you're so cute, I like you so much, like, you know, I haven't met any cool girls like you in a long time. I'm just like fucking diarrhea of the mouth, just shooting myself in the foot. You know, I didn't know it at the time. At the time, I'm thinking, by telling her this, first I'm assuming she feels the same because I'm like, oh, if I'm feeling this, she's feeling this. But the minute you start saying that to a girl, right? There's a saying that Rob and I have. Once a girl knows she has you, it's over and you'll never have her. Write that down. Once a girl knows she has you, it's over and you'll never have her, because you're taking away the one thing girls like, the chase and the challenge.
Absolutely. And I can't even tell you how many times before I knew all this stuff, before I studied this stuff, when I was, you know, in college and I had no idea what I was doing, how many times I was in the friend zone and I would confess my feelings to a girl and tell her how much I liked her, and you know, and she would give me that little pity pat back, that's really nice. And then I'd watch her go chase some asshole, some guy that was keeping her guessing, leaving her in that place of uncertainty. You know, sometimes he would go hot and cold, but he would never come out and say, hey, I really like you. Hey, I want you to be my girlfriend. You know, maybe that we would have a talk down the line after attraction is firmly, you know, the foundation of attraction is there. But saying that too early, like, you know, like on a first date or something like that, or a second date, or a girl that you don't feel like that, you know, you've been seeing for a long time, and having the talk is and usually she'll be the one to bring it up, actually.
Yeah, that's another rule. Write this down. Always make her bring it up, right? If you're dating a girl, don't be the one to go, so what is this? Are you seeing anybody else? Like, let her have that conversation. Hold that, right? Keep that in your back pocket as long as possible. So some guys say, well, I can't let a girl know that I like her. I go, you can let a girl know that you want to bang her, right? Don't hide the fact that you're attracted to her, that you're sexually attracted to her, but don't let her know immediately that you want to be her boyfriend. You wanting to be her boyfriend is what she wants to have to work for. She wants to go to her friends and go, you know, why did he do, what do I have to do? He didn't text. Like, she wants that drama and that uncertainty. And if you come right out and start talking relationships or what we're gonna do 6 months from now, you're taking that gift of missing you away from her.
Yeah, I was just thinking that if you can get her to watch a video like this to decipher some of your behavior, you're doing the right thing. That's what you want. The whole reason you're watching is probably because you have one girl in mind, that one girl that you really want, the girl you have a crush on, and you're probably thinking about her as we're talking. You want to be the guy that inspires those same feelings in her, because it's that experience that women want. And as guys, I don't think we even fully appreciate how much, you know, look at, you know, romantic comedies and, you know, what women are sort of interested in. These, like, screenwriters understand this. So when you watch a romantic comedy, and I don't know how many you have, but, you know, since it's me, you know, Bobby and I, it's sort of part of our job is to really understand women. I've seen so many of these movies, and they're ridiculous. They're absolutely ridiculous, you know. But it's the experience. It's a sort of uncertainty. Oh, he likes me, he doesn't like me.
Yeah, you're going through the motions as you're watching it. You're almost like on the edge of your seat, going, you know, are they going to get together at the end? And a lot of people misconstrue, right? A lot of people go, women like assholes or women like jerks. And if you find yourself saying that, you're missing what they really find attractive about jerks. A woman isn't attracted to a guy who, like, puts her down or talks like an asshole. That's not what makes him a jerk. When she's complaining about him, a lot of guys in the friend zone, they're like, I don't know why she's still with him. She's always complaining about her boyfriend, right? But you have to understand, women like the drama. They're complaining about him because they can't quite have him. He's too hard to catch. And they're always chasing him. And they may be complaining about him. And a big mistake that I used to make was I would try to present myself as being the opposite of him, right? She's into this guy who's like never available, which is our third mistake, being too available. So the jerk is he's hanging out with his friends instead of meeting up with her, right? He cancels plans at the last minute. And we think, well, that's gonna piss her off. That's gonna make her go, I want a guy. And we go, I'm not like that. I would, and then you start dating a girl and you've heard so many girls going, oh, he's such an asshole, he'd rather hang out with his friends, that you go, oh, I can't want to hang out with my friends. I have to be there for her because that's what she wants. But that's not what she wants.
Yeah, you know, you're going to be the guy who's picking her up at 2 in the morning you know, and the dependable guy who's driving her home, and you're always there. She's got you figured out, and the whole ride back to her house, she's gonna be complaining about the guy that she really likes. In fact, really quick, I remember a guy when I first started, one of my mentors had said to me, he was like, if you really want to understand a woman and understand what attracts her, ask her what she hated about her last boyfriend, or listen to her. Yeah, listen to her when she talks about her ex-boyfriends. And it's so true. I've had girlfriends that will complain about, you know, their exes, and they're like, oh, you did this and did that, blah, blah, blah. But everything she's saying is exactly what I did to attract her. Some of the time. I mean, sometimes legitimately bad stuff, but a lot of the time what they're saying is their attraction blueprint.
Yeah, one of the things when I work with a guy, and normally a guy who's calling me up, and you know, to work with me individually is quite expensive. So a guy is he's pretty, you know, he's pretty desperate at this point to solve his problem. And I walk him through the things, and one of the things I say, or one of the things that they actually wind up noticing is, these are all the things she's doing to me. And the thing is that we as human beings, we are naturally programmed to chase things that are confusing, that leave us uncertain, and we want to know the answer. We hate incomplete things. And you want to make that your priority early on in a relationship, is to leave her wondering. So I know that, like, you know, we're throwing a lot of things at you, right? And it's very easy to sit and nod your head while you're watching a video and go, that makes sense, right? But then when you're actually with a girl and you're hanging out with her, it's like your emotions take over. And
it's a whole different story, yeah.
Rob and I, we refer to your emotions as like a dickless virgin whispering advice. Text her again, maybe her phone is broken.
Yeah.
Her phone's not broken, I promise you. She got your text. So what we did is we created something, and it's a little sneaky, a little nefarious. We call it the scrambler. And what it is essentially a roadmap that like guides you along, right? And what it does is by the end of you doing this, it's a little mind game, you know, it's not a politically correct thing for us to call it, a little bit of a mind game. And by the end, she's going to be on the computer Googling, what did it mean when he? She's going to be watching videos like this, trying to decipher your behavior. And any other guy in her head, there's not going to be room for him because she's going to be focusing all her attention and all her desire on you. So we put together another video below. It's a little longer than this one because we really want to dig in and walk you through exactly the step-by-step process to get her infatuated with you, to get her falling in love with you.
Yeah,
check it out.
And to get that dickless virgin out of your head.
Yeah, to make sure, more than anything, to make sure you don't ruin your own chances by making these simple, these three mistakes. They're very simple in theory, but if you don't have a roadmap, you often forget because your emotions take over, and all of a sudden you're going, I wanna be your boyfriend. And like, why did I do that?
Yeah.
Why did I pay off her mortgage?
It's actually happened. So we're laughing, sadly.
Yeah,
but
check out the video below, and we'll walk you through what we call the scrambler.